Hello friends, under the topic of electrostatic, first we studied something about the charge, then in the last video we saw the force between two charge and the Coulomb's law of electrostatic force, and we also saw the properties of that electrostatic force. Today we will discuss some very interesting facts about this force between two charge and also the vector representation of these two charges. So first we are taking the vector representation of two charge. So student, just see the full video because it's very interesting facts we will see. Force between two charge particle. So first we will discuss the vector approach of two charge. As you know, the force is a vector quantity. So when we have a two charge particle placed at any place in a space, so they will have their proper position vectors, and when we take the distance between these two charge particle, it will be also expressed in a vector form. So when we take a force in a vector form is very important as far as the examination point of view, and particularly the bio student, you just watch this video carefully, then you can understand how the force will be expressed in a vector form. So we know we have a two charge particles, okay, say one is the q1, another is the q2, and if the distance between these two is suppose r, then the magnitude of the force is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 upon r square in a free space, that we know. Okay, so if you have to express this in a terms of vector, so how it will be represented? You know, if you have any vector quantity and that particular vector quantity is having a particular direction, say the vector quantity in a direction of x, okay, that will express any vector quantity in the direction of x, that is expressed, you know, if the vector quantity is suppose a and its magnitude is suppose a and it is moving towards the x direction, so you will write a I cap. If you have any vector quantity in a direction of suppose r, in a direction of vector r, so you have to write any vector quantity, say if it is a f, so f is a vector quantity, its magnitude is f, and along the direction of r we have to write f r cap. So this is a method, just we are expressing the vector quantity in terms of unit vector. Okay, so here also we have to write this f in terms of r. So first we will take a simple concept. Okay, just see, we have a two charge particle. Considering these two charge particles are positive, so they will repel each other. So force on the first charge particle is suppose F1, that is because of charge 2, F2, and the force of second charge particle, that is suppose F2 because of 1. So just see, when we are expressing in terms of arrow and we are expressing in diagram, it is very clear. The direction of force on the charge 1 is to see towards the left side, and the force on charge 2 is towards the right side. Okay, so simply we can say F12, that is opposite to the direction of r. When we are taking the direction of r from here left to right, so it is a direction is opposite to the direction of r, means it is anti-parallel to r. So this we will express in terms of r. Its magnitude is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 r square, and this is the magnitude, and its direction is opposite to the direction of r, that will be minus sign here. Clear? So this force is 1 to express in terms of vector like this, and F21, the force on the second charge particle, that will be along the direction of r. So this we will write 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 upon r square, this is the magnitude, and it acts along r. Okay, so r cap we used here. This is a very simple methodology of expressing the force in terms of vector. Okay, but if two charge particles are given in terms of their position vectors, okay, then how will you express? So we have a let us consider two charged particles. In their position vectors are r1 and r2. Their position vectors are r1 and r2. Means in a space they have at a position r1 and r2. You know, position vectors particularly that representing the point in a coordinate in a space, okay, representing a point in a space. So as you know, we have a in a Cartesian coordinate system we have a x, y, z 3 coordinates, okay. Similar to that, in a vector we used to say position vector, or also called point vector. So we have a two charged particle, say q1 and q2. Their position vectors suppose r1 and r2. So just see how to represent a position vector. We have in a space two charged particles, say one is q1 and another is q2. Their position vector, that position vector represents from a origin, the distance from origin, that is r1. This is a position vector. Generally we use with a r1 bar. So position vector of q1 is r1 bar and position vector of q2 is suppose r2 bar. These are the position vectors. So what is this vector r? This is the vector r. Say a to b, a and b 2 points, okay, in a space. Their position vectors are r1 and r2 bar, where we are keeping a charge q1 and charge q2. So you know the force between them, assuming both are positive, okay. So the force between them, here the both will repel each other. So the force on that one will be F12, okay, and force on 2 will be F21, like this. So first of all we have to find what is the vector r here, means vector AB. This is the vector r. So what is vector r here? Vector AB. Vector AB, its magnitude is equal to r. We can say vector r is nothing but position vector of point B minus position vector of point A. So we will get a formula. Position vector of point B is r2 minus position vector of point A is r1. So this is r2 minus r1. This is a vector r. So when you have to represent its magnitude, the magnitude of vector r is nothing but magnitude of this difference, its magnitude, like this, clear. And unit vector in terms of r, so you know unit vector means its magnitude divided, unit vector means vector divided by its magnitude. So here we will get r2 minus r1, this vector, divided by its magnitude. This is the unit vector. So now you can express the force as I mentioned earlier. So here we can say F12, that is minus sign 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 divided by the distance r. You can express its magnitude r2 minus r1, also you can write r cap, okay. So this you can write in a elaborated form. R cap is r2 minus r1 divided by its magnitude, and here the square of this magnitude. So this we can write cube of this, and minus sign is also there. So minus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 r2 bar minus r1 bar. You can say vector also, r2 minus r1 and its cube. So this is the vector representation of a force acting on a first particle q1 situated at point A. Similarly, the force at second particle we can write in a vector form. This is the force in a first particle. Okay, then force on second charge, we have same only, but direction will be changed. Okay, so 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 on r2 minus r1 its whole cube and r2 minus r1 its, this is in vector form, f21. So this is the force on a second charge particle. You just see directions are shown in a diagram and it is expressed in this format. So if one of them is negative, suppose, so in this formula it can be applicable directly. Okay, so you know, if one is positive, one is negative, so they attract each other. So in that case, what will happen? If one of them is negative, suppose this one is negative, so they will attract each other and the direction of force will be like this. So using this is a generalized formula. When you use this formula, automatically you will get this. Means now you have to put the q1 with a minus sign. So when you put the q1 with a negative sign, so minus minus, this become automatically plus. Okay, and automatically direction will be corrected. Just see. So when we are using the vector formula, so you have to put the q1 and q2 according to their nature. So if this is negative, so this will automatically become positive, means minus sign is there, minus minus become plus, and this become negative. So the direction of this force is opposite to the direction of r. Is it clear? So this is the vector representation. Okay, now we will discuss some very interesting fact about the forces. So as you know, it is generally said that these two forces are equal. These two forces are equal, but it is incorrect. These two forces are equal only in terms of magnitude. Okay, so when you have to, you know that when you have to equate two vector quantity, so they should have equal magnitude as well as same direction. But you know, in this, the direction of forces are opposite, so you can't say these two forces are equal. Okay, so it is better to say these two forces are equal in magnitude and also they are opposite in direction. So the electrostatic force acting on two charged particles are equal in magnitude, opposite in direction. Always remember. Okay, now one more thing. Do you think when two forces are there on two different charged particles, so and they are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction, so sometime in our mind it arises that as you studied in the previous classes, the concept of equilibrium. Okay, so do you think these two charged particles are in equilibrium? Do you think so? As you know, the condition for equilibrium, when the forces are acting on a particle, that should be equal and opposite, and hence they are in equilibrium. So is this applicable here also? No, children, it cannot be applicable here, because in that case, when we are using the concept of equilibrium, the two forces acting on the same particle, here these two forces are acting to different particles. Okay, see here the force acting on a one particle in this direction, right side, and in this particle the force acting in the left side. So both are under the force, they are not in equilibrium. Clear? So in this video up to here only. Then in the next video we will see some very interesting numerical question. Okay, till now all the best, keep studying.